Creative Writing Advice with me, JJ Barnes. If you don't know me, I am the author of How to Write a Story, which is out now on Amazon. It's where I take you through how to start your story, how to finish your story, and everything in between. Over here on YouTube, I am doing a creative writing advice series where I talk about different writing techniques, story structure, characterization. I break it down, I reference pop culture examples like books and films, and I take it and turn it into hopefully what will be a piece of advice that you can understand and use to create your own stories. However, this series that I'm doing on a Monday is my Ask Me Anything series. So I started this a few weeks ago as an experiment, really, to see what would happen. I got so many questions about all sorts of subjects. I thought that I would mostly get questions about writing and stories and being a writer and you know, things to do with that topic that I have traditionally focused on over here. But it's been really interesting because I've had so many different questions about so many different things. What I do is I get them all and I put them in here, my little bag of magic, and in this video I'm just going to be getting through as many as I can. Some are older, some are newer. I mix them all up in here so that I'm not sort of selecting them based on when they went in or anything like that. So I get all sorts of subjects and all sorts of questions. So if you are in for a ride of finding out what's going to come out of this bag, this is what I'm doing today. I do as many as I can, but I try not to go on for too long because I do worry that if I go on for so long that the video is like 5 hours, then everyone's going to get bored, and I don't want to bore you. So I will start, I will answer as many as I can, and then yeah, I'll get back to normal writing advice next time. So thank you very much again for joining in. Okay. Has there been a time you almost died? Yes. A couple of times actually. So this is a good question. It's an interesting question. Yes. When I was pregnant with my second daughter, I got swine flu, and I got really sick. I was really ill. I was on intensive care at 18 weeks pregnant, and they told my partner that he was going to lose his child and possibly me. I was unconscious, but he was there and he saw them surrounding me and beeps going off and doctors panicking and trying to get me to not die. And I didn't, obviously, and but it was close. It was really close. And I was in intensive care for a while. And they said that the chance of our baby surviving was really small because I'd been so ill, and she did. And she's here, and she's 4. She's yeah, she's a fire. But we expected that she would not make it. They expected that I would not make it, so I had to wait a painfully long time to find out if my child had survived, because they were so focused on keeping me alive. They said that if I died, there was no point worrying about the child because she was too small to survive without me, so they had to put everything they had and all their energy into keeping me going. So that's one of the times I nearly died. Another time, a couple of years ago, I got really bad sunstroke, and I was very, very sick, and I was choking, and my partner did the Heimlich thing because I was choking to death. And I ended up in hospital with that one as well. And I was given like anti-sickness drugs and all sorts of things, and again I survived. Which is a good story. These are happy stories. I get emotional about them, especially ones about my baby. But they are actually really happy stories. There's been other times as well, but less dramatic. I've had an interesting life sometimes. Thank you for the question. It's an interesting question. Okay. How old are you? When is this video going out? Because I'm recording a couple in advance because of the kids' holidays starting, and I don't want to try and film when they're here. As of this moment, I'm 34, but my birthday's on November 3rd, so I might be 35 when you see this, or about to turn 35, but yeah, that is my age. Okay. If you woke up in the body of a character you knew well at the beginning of their story, would you follow the story? Oh, I love questions to do with stories and writing because they really make me think about something I really want to think about. Would I follow? In theory, yes. Because, right, I wouldn't want to mess with somebody else's work. And I'm like, it's like if actors refuse to say their lines. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, but if you know what I mean. When actors refuse to say their lines, it's like, no, I worked on this. This is the story. You have to do what it needs for the story to happen. And I feel like if I was like suddenly living a character's life, then it would be like that. And I don't want to be an actor who refuses to say their lines. I want to be a good person actor who understands the importance of the story. But also depends on the story. If I wouldn't necessarily want to follow a story where I was like going on like a murderous rampage or getting murdered myself. Also, I like to create stories myself, so I might be like, no, I can think of a better way for this character's life to go. I'll do something different. Oh, would I? Oh, I don't know. Because it would depend on the story and the character. But I'd probably want to have a go at coming up with a better ending for myself, my character self. Because I wouldn't necessarily be able to get a better ending, but I like creating. So I probably want to do something new. Okay. Which celebrity would you like to meet? Depends on the reason. I'd like to meet J.K. Rowling because I have like Harry Potter books were like shaped me. And like I just think she's an incredible writer and imaginator. I would love to have a conversation with J.K. Rowling. I would want to mine that brain. I'd love that. So I'll go with J.K. Rowling because, yeah, God, those books, honestly, her work just, it was such an important part of my development as a person. Let me see. Okay. What do you think people think of you, and do you care much? You know what? It's really interesting that, because some people hate me. Just like last week, someone told me they hope I die in a fire. Hello, cat. So that's pretty intense hate, that. And I'm not sure why. A lot of people probably think that I'm weird. Hi. You think I'm brilliant, don't you? Yeah, you're trying to eat my paper. A lot of people think I'm weird, because I am. I know I am. I have a strange sense of humour, and most people don't think story thoughts all the you are cheeky getting on camera. Yes, and I'm letting you, I'm naughty. A lot of people think I'm strange and unusual because I'm obsessed with stories and my imagination is massively going all the time, and I talk about films and books and stories in a way that most people don't, because I'm like analysing them all the time and thinking about them all the time. Cat. And So I think a lot of people don't get me. But then, you know what? Some people like me. And I care about that because I don't want to be disliked. Who wants to actively be disliked? I've got some really lovely people, both online and offline, who are really supportive and cool and interesting and care about me and what I have to say. I mean, like, you guys who watch these videos are included in that because you care about what I'm saying or you won't be watching. And that's awesome. So I do care what people think. I wonder sometimes, should I care more or less? Because when people hate me and want me to die, it used to upset me a lot because I used to get threatened when I used to write for papers and magazines and stuff. Sometimes people really didn't like what I wrote about. I mean, I'm not like an offensive person, I don't think, but I would just write my thoughts, and some people really took offense and would threaten me a lot. That's why I stopped, because I just didn't like it, because I cared too much about that. I didn't like being told to die or that I should be raped and murdered. I didn't care for that, shockingly. You are so cheeky. But I do care what people think. Not as much as I used to, because it used to really upset me when people hated me and were threatening me. Now I've kind of got a thicker skin and I'm like, you're the problem, not me. But I do still care, and I want to be like, and I like it that you guys like me enough to talk to me. I think I'd be sad if I didn't have this cool community of people, writer people and idea people, imagination people who are involved in my life. So I'm lucky that people like me when they do. Yeah. Okay. This is a blank one. What am I doing? Okay. I was obviously distracted. Okay. What's the most difficult choice you have to make? Now? Or in general? Or in life? That is a head scratcher. I think if I take it as life, what is the most difficult choice to be made in life? Who to spend your life with? Whether you should have children, whether you should have more children. Can you stop attacking my paper? Blooming cat, I tell ya. Probably yeah, because who you choose to spend your life with will impact you all your life and can affect your happiness and your contentment and who you're like, whether you choose to make more people is a huge deal because that affects your entire life and their whole lives, and the responsibility of making babies is huge. So who you'll spend your life with and whether you should make children are the most difficult choices and deserve like the most thought. Okay, let's see. Do you prefer a hard or a soft bed? Medium. I like good support because I get back pain if I don't have good back support. But if it's too hard, then I can't. It's like sleeping on wood, and I can't do that either. So a nice, well-supportive mattress, but not so hard that my back hurts, and not so soft that my back is unsupported. The Goldilocks of mattresses. One more, because I don't want to keep rambling at you. Okay. And that's a great question to end on! Oh my gosh! How did you come up with Molly Dog's name? What a fantastic question to end on, because it's about my dog! Yay! Oh my gosh, I love my dog. Okay, so Molly Dog, the story of our Molly Dog. So she is a rescue dog. We are her fourth place that she has been. When we got her from her last family, her name was Molly, which, you know, that was her name, and we loved it. It suited her, but we didn't want to change it because we didn't want her to be confused. But it was it felt for that much personality that it was a little bit limited. Like Molly is like, it's over, and we're like, oof, we need to get something, and it was like Molly Dog, and it just Molly Dog flowed, and I was like, I don't want to change her name because then she'll be a confused Molly Dog. But I was like, but I want to do something with it, make it just like what? And I was like, who is she? And I'm like, well, she's very doggy. She's very doggy. She's a big, daft, lumbering, fluffy dog. And so we embraced it, and she's Molly Dog. Got very excited by that one because I love my dog so much. Yeah, so thank you for asking that one. I love that. That's a really cool question. My Molly Dog. Oh, I love my Molly Dog. So thank you very much for watching this new video where I do lots of questions. I've got a bag full still, but please, if you want to stick some questions in, because they are all mixed up and they're old and new and all of that sort of stuff. Lots of questions. If you want to put your questions in, you can either comment on here or message me on social media, or I have an Ask FM account where it's just JJ Barnes, where you can send them in anonymously if you prefer. And yeah, I will do this for as long as you guys enjoy it and like to talk about different things with me as well as just writing. So thank you very much for watching. If you comment below, with any questions, subscribe to my channel. It's Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 a.m. and I really do genuinely, when you subscribe, it means a lot. And if you go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, over there you will find links to all of my work, my social media, my books, and my script work, and my film work, and my photographs of my Molly Dog, and my art that I do, all sorts of things. So come find me and we'll talk, and I'll be back again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.